Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I personally dislike when politics enter sports. I think it's such a low blow, or how we want to call blow, but it's just I practice sports all my life, and I always disliked when I had politics entering sports. Politics, parents, organizations, countries, federations, all kind of institutions. I hated that kind of politics in sport. I just want to compete and see if I'm better than those guys, and they want to compete to see if they're better than everybody else. That's basically what it is. When you impose a sanction on an athlete because his country or her country does something somewhere, I think is just low. Just low. That's my opinion and assessment and preference. And I will start and I will continue to support this idea that politics should stay out of sports 100%. So I have this little article, which is a weasel article. Actually, not the article, but the country here. I'm sorry, I have to say it. That's the reality, and I'm going to make my case. The article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine. It is from January 31st, 2023. Latvia won't participate in Olympics alongside athletes from Russia and Belarus. Now, I always put things in context, or at least I try to, and I will do it this time as well. Let's see, what is Latvia? All right, who the hell is Latvia? All right, and I got here a little thing, so let's provide evidence and proof. Republic of Latvia. So I'm right here, right? I'm in the right place. This is where Latvia is in Europe, okay? It's right there. It's north of Lithuania, south of Estonia. Here is Belarus. Let's make it a little bit. If you can, I don't want to open it because I want to show you something before that. So here is Russian Federation. This is Belarus. This is Poland. This is Ukraine. So it's a country right here in the Baltic states. All three Baltic states' population added together is about 5 million people. That's all. So let's see Latvia. How is Latvia doing? First, we find that in Latvia, 24%, 24.2% are Russians. Okay, Russians. Now, let's go and see the population right here. Population 2022 estimate 1,842,226. So 1.8 million people. That's a small city. That's the population of the entire country. And they say that they will not participate in Olympics alongside athletes from Russia and Belarus. They try to exclude Russia. Belarus, I don't know, but I wouldn't exclude any, just so you know. But I'm talking about, I said I will put it in the context. Let's see Russia, okay? Russia, just Moscow, has a population of, and that is the whole with the suburbs. It's 21. It's metropolitan Moscow. Metropolitan Moscow is 21 million, and Latvia is 1.8 altogether. Russia's population is about 146 million people. All right, so that's you know what I mean, 100 times bigger. And let's go and maybe Latvia is a fantastic country in the Olympics. I have here the charts to see how good Latvia is and how good Russia is in the Olympics. So Latvia warns Russia envoy to leave country, blah, blah. That's a different story. And I'm quoting, Latvia's position is that if the games were held now with Russian and Belarusian athletes participating in them, I don't think that the Latvian national team would go to these games, said ckmail. Well, I don't think people would cry, but you will prevent your athletes of fulfilling their dreams and their work. And you are a politician. That's what happens. Why don't you let them choose? Let them choose as an athlete. And if let's say you have a national champion and he doesn't want to go, goes the vice champion. And if the second place doesn't want to go, goes the third. You ask them. If someone wants to go, you just destroy their dreams, you weasel politicians. And I'm quoting here. We hope that the war will end and Ukraine will win. Okay, you can have your wishes as much as you want. Then it will be a completely new situation and new rules of the game, says someone. Of course, in that case, Latvian athletes would also be able to participate in the Olympic Games, says a guy who is just scheming things. It's just politician. The Latvian Olympic Committee suggests that the country's athletic organizations should call on international sports federations to ban Russian and Belarusian athletes for qualifying for the Olympic Games. Latvian news outlet Delphi reported. On January 27, the Minister of Sports and Tourism of Poland, another one, Kamil Bortnichuk, that sounds Ukrainian, said that the country could issue an ultimatum to the leadership of International Olympic Committee if it allows athletes from Russia and Belarus to compete. Earlier, International Olympic Committee stated the body was prepared to allow Russian and Belarusian athletes to compete under certain conditions, such as using a neutral flag. That's bullshit anyway. So let's go to this Latvia. Let's see what Latvia did in the Olympics, shall we? This article, it comes from this page, comes from Olympian database. It says Latvian medals and results in the Olympic Games. And I'm not trying to shame anyone here. Again, let's put it into the context. Let's say Latvian medals in the Olympic Games. Gold. Latvia has won 5 gold medals in the Olympics. Silver. Latvia won 14 silver medals in the Olympics. And bronze. Latvia has won 12 bronze medals in the Olympics. Now, we should put in the perspective. Latvia became or got out of the Soviet Union in 1990, 1993, something like that. So let's put in the context, that's what, 30 years. In 30 years, Olympics are held every 4 years. So let's say these guys had a chance to participate, Latvia, in about, 9 or 8 Olympic Games. All right, let's say, something like that. And they won 5 gold medals. All right, well, good for them. Congratulations to the total 10 Latvian athletes who have won a gold medal. So must have been some team work as well here. Some team. I don't want to go into that. But let's go into the Russians. See what Russia did. And we got Russia. The same Olympic database. Again, Russia medals in the Olympic Games. Gold. Russia has won 197 gold medals in the Olympics. Latvia got 5. Silver. Russia has won 168 silver medals in the Olympics. I think Latvia got 14. And bronze, Russia has won 191 bronze medals in the Olympics. And Latvia got what? 12. Perspective. Now, why would, for instance, a country that competes for the gold medals, silver, for the medals in general, why would that country would want to allow Russia to compete? I'm talking about, let's say, United States or Germany. These are the countries, or China. These are the countries that usually won the most gold medals. Why would they want Russia to participate? So I think they care a lot if Russia participates. If Russia doesn't participate, they have more chances to win more medals. But that is excluding a competitor. Is that fair? Oh, don't tell me about Putin. Don't tell me about Ukraine. Don't tell me about bombs. Okay? No. Is that fair? No. You will win knowing that those guys in Russia could have beaten you. Probably, possibly, or not. But you just, deprive them of the opportunity. How do you feel about it? Remember when it was the boycotts? I think in 1982. I think it was, or 84, 82, I think it was, 1980, in Russia, in Soviet Union, I'm sorry, when the Americans boycotted and these guys boycotted, I think in 1980 or 82, I think it was because of the Afghan war, remember? And the Russians won everything. And remember then they returned the favor. It was in Atlanta, 1984 or 1986, something like that. Romania went over there and got a lot of medals. Why? Because the Russians were out. The Russians boycotted it. The Soviets boycotted it. So you see how things work? And Romania got the biggest number of medals then. It was good then because it was a communist country and people were doing something good. Fortunately, during the communists. After the communists fell, the Romanians, whoop, nothing, zero. Why? Why should we? I mean, you work too hard. Anyway, so again, who would benefit if the Russians are out? Maybe Latvia, but definitely will be United States, China, and the big countries. And everybody else will have more chances to get up. You got the first echelon team. Yeah, the Russians are good. The Americans are good. The Germans are good. I mean, in general, I'm talking. I'm not, are better than those. And as the medals, as a country, as a medal. Look, every time when they count medals and you have Russia, United States, China, and usually Germany. I don't know if Great Britain, but anyway, are the ones that are in top 3, whatever, all the time. One of these countries. So you have Latvia saying that we're not going to participate. Who cares? I'm talking politically, not about those people that are deprived. They're athletes. I think it's unfair not to allow your athletes to go. It's not you who should decide that for a political reason. But as the medals, who cares? I mean, do you think the Americans or the Russians or the Chinese, oh my God, the Latvians are not coming. Yes, more medals for us. No. But if the Russians don't show up or the Americans don't show up, a lot of people will celebrate, if you know what I mean. And ugly as it is, let's put it as it is, as unfair as it is. But you say, well, it's not moral and so on. But on the other hand, you think, I might win a gold now because my opponent that I know, my opponent from a world championships, from international, I know direct experience. You know who your guys are because you fight them. You find them, meet them, and fight them in competition, international competition. So you know who's good and who's not. And you find that guy meet that guy in the final all the time. So it's all of a sudden, let's say that's a Russian, and Russia's not showing up. Psst. Most likely, that guy that beat me a few times is not going to show up. I might get a gold medal now. Or maybe I'm going to get certainly a gold medal because the other ones, I know who those are. We know one another. For people who practice in competition sports, they know who's who, what's what. And if someone, hey, did you hear? Gigi's not coming up. Oh, what happened to him is it has a injury. Oh my God, yeah, I'm sorry, but in your head is like, whew, that's an opportunity. We think like that. With a little bit or more of our brains and hearts, as bad as it is, we think like that. So I think this is unfair. Let them compete. I don't care if they're Russians. I don't care if they're Chinese. I don't care if they're Mongolians. I don't care if they're Zimbabweans. Let the young people who work hard and sacrifice their lives, they have dreams, aspirations. You cut them like this because why? A weasel decides that. A weasel of I don't know how old and it's past all that. Unfair. And I'm not talking about, as I said, if you don't want to participate as a sports person because you have certain convictions, that's a different story. But to be banned by your organization, federation, because we're going to impose something on Russia, nobody will cry, by the way, if these guys are not going to come. I think it's unfair, but, anyway, weasels, and it's unfair. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.